Hey friends, welcome. This is Wendy Cannin with Cannin Plannin, and I'm excited today to share with you guys a self-care setup. So self-care is probably something that you don't think a whole lot about, and we want to make sure that we do take time and add you to your planner. And so I've put together these couple of inserts in a medium size for you guys to be able to see some of the different things that you can put into a self-care organizer. Let's take a look. So this is a medium setup, and I'm just going to run through some of the more obvious inserts that you can use for self-care, and then maybe some ones that you didn't think about before. So inside this medium cover, I have 7 different inserts, and we're going to take a look at some of the different things that you can add in here. The first one, friends, is the self-care insert. The self-care insert is obviously the most obvious choice for setting up a self-care setup. And this one includes a place for you to write quotes, check what you're reading, see how you're feeling throughout the day, set up a personal habit tracker for you to take care of yourself. And then there's a space on the other side for some journaling. You can also use this insert to set up like a weekly if you choose, and it'll look something like this, where you can still write your quotes, still talk about what you're reading. You can track your water intake or how you're feeling financially or spiritually, or just maybe even how you're feeling mentally. And then down at the bottom, you can create your checklist. And instead of using this as a journaling section, you can use this as a weekly. So a lot of different ways that you can use the self-care insert. The next insert that I want to share with you guys is the mental health insert. This mental health insert is great for tracking all kinds of things. This is what it looks like blank. The most obvious one is using it for tracking your mental health and how you might be feeling. But you can also use this insert to track maybe new medications that you might be taking and symptoms that you're feeling, and being able to have a conversation with your doctor about it. You can also use this if you are a classroom teacher and you have an IEP student. You can track how their moods might be going, how they might be interacting in class. You can use it to just track your moods, like I mentioned. So angry, happy, confused, disappointed, sad, whatever the case may be. And then, of course, some journaling to go along with it. All right, those are the two most obvious, right? Self-care and mental health. In fact, you can get these two specific inserts in a self-care bundle directly from Tula 12, and you can go ahead and grab those. I've linked those links in the bottom. But let's talk about some of the other options that you might have. Some of you like to do coloring, and so Tula 12 offers different coloring inserts throughout the year. We have seasonal ones that go along, plus we also have a mandala one that you can see as well, and I will link those in the comments. Actually, each of the inserts that I talk about, I'll link in the comments of this video as well. But in the coloring insert, you can use a couple of different things. So I use a variety of different markers. So I love mild liners. I love using Zig pens, which are double-ended. They are fine tip at one end and broad tip at the other. They're great for no ghosting and no bleed through. And then the other style that I like to use is Stampin' Write markers, which are fantastic. They are also have a fine tip on one side, and then the other side is a brush tip. So they are great for using in the inserts as well, because the inserts are very thick paper. It makes it possible for you to be able to do that. One of the other things that I like to do, and I enjoy doing when I am feeling kind of blasé, I like to use what's called washi tape coloring. And Tula 12 carries washi tape, but I have a very large variety of washi tape. And this style, you put the washi tape down and then you cut around it with X-Acto knives. Because our pages are so thick and so durable, you can get through the washi tape without cutting all the way through the paper. And it creates some beautiful designs that you can use if you choose to do that kind. It's very tedious, but if you like to do things like that where it takes a little bit more effort and you really want to get down and nitty gritty into your planner, you can do some of those kinds of things. All right, the next one is a blank insert. And some people are like, why a blank insert? Well, some people for self-care, they choose to use it for doodling or maybe an art journal. You can do some kind of watercolor paints in here. I haven't done them. I've heard and seen others do them. The paper is pretty thick, So I'm not quite sure what the outlook is for the from page to page, but you can definitely use this for an art journal and use coloring using some of the markers that I suggested earlier. You can also use colored pencils and drawing with charcoal pencils and things like that in here. So if art and creating an art journal is something that works for you, this would be a great one for you to be able to use. Along the same lines with art is our creative outlet insert. This one I have in here is actually one I did back in October, and you'll see that from the doodles and stuff, but you can do all kinds of fun things in this insert, including adding washi tape and writing quotes and fun things like that. There are several different pages. You can set them up as a weekly if you choose. These are some different variations that you can see. This is the doodle page that I did for Inktober. So you can just see some fun ways that you can utilize that. There is lots of different spreads in this insert, which allows you to be able to do so many different things with it. And you can, again, set them up in different weeklies. You can write out different quotes. You can design the pages however you choose. These are just a couple of different options that you can use. This was all of the colors that I used in the doodle challenge that I did. So that was really fun to just track. And you can see there's lots of different fun ways that you could do that. So if you're a creative type and you want to get a creative outlet and use it for your self-care, this is definitely one that you will want to grab. Quote bubbles is another great one to have for in your self-care setup because you can write daily affirmations in here. You can write goals. You can write quotes that you are drawn to and things that you love. You can doodle in here. You can draw. You can scrapbook. You can do all kinds of fun things in the quote bubbles. And then the last one that I included in here that would be a great addition is the gratitude by day. So this is just a way for you to write out what you're thankful for throughout the day. You can use it by theme. You can do it by month. You can do it for a person. You can do it for one topic that you might be grateful for. This is just an example of what mine looked like in October last year, so that you can see kind of what kind of fun things that you can do inside of here. You can add pictures. You can make it completely customizable to you. What I love about using the setups from Tula 12 is that you really can make it yourself, and having a self-care journal or setup like this makes it very personal to you. You can use it whenever you choose. One other aspects that I would love to add to my self-care, which is a great way to be able to journal and keep your thoughts all in one place, is adding an actual journal. This is our sweater weather journal from last year. From last fall. You can see that I like to use mine not just for journaling, but I like to keep notes in here, adding pictures and keeping mementos and things like that, all tucked in here so that I'm able to go back and look at them at a later date and be able to spend time enjoying the things that I love to enjoy and being able to see them. With the medium planners, you can actually fit them right inside of the little pocket there and still be able to close. Oops, wrong pocket. Hold on. That's what I keep it in my large one. You can slide them into the front pocket or the back pocket, however you choose. It takes a little effort to get it in there because it is a tight fit, but if you're using the large or the extra large, you can definitely fit them in there and then be able to use it in that manner. So I'm going to not shove this all the way in here because this is my personal journal. But you can see it is a nice tight fit. There we go. Or you can opt to use it around the bands if you want to as well. So a couple of different ways that you can use a self-care setup that you can love on, appreciate, and have with you all the time so that you can keep track of the things that matter most to you, and that is you. If you have found this information helpful or you feel like you want to share it out with others, please feel free and go ahead and hit that subscribe button so you can see all of the new, latest, and greatest things from Cannin Plannin. You guys all have a fantastic day. Bye, friends.